Hi Stephen, thanks very much for agreeing to have this chat with us.
It's a privilege.
We're going to talk today about your experience of Myers-Briggs testing, and we would like you to just discuss first of all what your profile is.
Sure.
And how you use that to be successful in your role as a leader across ERG.
Okay, so I think it's probably really important. Myers-Briggs is sort of one methodology, but the essence is, as the French would say, is vive la différence. So to build great teams and to have fantastic organisations, you need to have really strong alignment, but also underpinning that is culture, values, behaviour and respect. And you know what Myers-Briggs has taught me, as many other leaders, is that there's lots of difference in personality, types, and our job as a leader is to galvanise the best of all those different behavioural types and actually align that around stakeholder value with a shared vision. And obviously, you know, I think it's quite compelling sitting here, and everybody here is absolutely fanatical about public service delivery. So that's probably the DNA that binds us all together. But within that context, it's really important to understand different personality types. So let me just tell you, 20 years ago, probably 25 years ago, I went away on a leadership development course, chomping around the hills of Wales. And I learned a painfully exacting lesson. So the task this day was going across a chasm in the pouring rain, and we had very little kind of materials apart from the rope. And it took us and part of the time I was the team leader, so shame on me, but it took us about 5 hours to find that there was one person who was an ex-second para, who was an introvert, who said nothing. So he just sat there in the corner watching us flail and be completely hopeless, not even being able to tie knots and stuff. And literally from having struggled in the rain for 5 hours, getting nowhere apart from hugely frustrated, by someone just saying, you know, let's just pause, reflect, bring other people in. Has anybody done this before? This guy puts his hand up, and in half an hour we crossed the chasm. So it just taught me a painful lesson, but it just taught me, you know, it's so easy to be kind of out there as an extrovert, but you've got to kind of pause, reflect, and just say we've got to bring everybody with us. And that demands that we respect each other's personality types and are very sensitive to each other's personality types.
Great. So do you want to tell us a little bit about your type? Has it been the same across your time as a leader, or has it changed depending on the different roles that you've been in?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So I guess I'm profiled now as ENTJ, but I have in my past been an I. So, and actually, you know, as I've probably matured through my leadership journey, one thing I've learned to do is have lots of different diversity of behaviours, and you know, this, which I'm sure other folks have talked to, is this concept of almost, it sounds a bit surreal, but have out-of-body experiences. So you sort of sit outside the room, but you watch yourself in the room, whether you're up on the stage, on the podium, in a meeting, in a one-on-one, in a performance review, whatever the situation is, you sort of watch yourself, so you're objectively saying, not only are you achieving the objectives and the outcome, but are you bringing the people with you? And obviously you have to be very respectful that there's lots of diversity in terms of personality types and the way people absorb information, the way people, some people are visual, some people are data, and the more you actually think about not only achieving what the stakeholders need to achieve in terms of outcomes, but the how you do it and how you bring people with you is absolutely fundamental. So as I've probably developed in my career, it's definitely the case I've sought to develop a greater, a more diverse sense of behaviours and approaches, and sometimes I can be very quiet and reflective and thoughtful, and sometimes I can be, you know, probably in your face a bit, out there saying we've got to kind of cross the line, and you know, the rallying cry is very clear, and we're very absolutely focused on achieving what the stakeholders need to achieve with this task or activity or objective for the quarter. So my behaviour has sort of evolved, so it's not sort of one size fits all. And I think actually the great leaders I've respected in the past have found ways to bring everybody in and align everybody's energies shared vision that we're striving